Hi, this is Marc from the ATV guys, and today we're going to be talking about suspensions and how to adjust your suspension on your ATV. I'm with my buddy Carl here. Hi Carl.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. So Carl just bought this Cforce 1000 2021. You did what, around 300 kilometers?
Yeah, now, yeah. I have 300 now.
Yeah, 300 now. And why are you here today? Can you explain?
Because I feel the suspension is too much stiff, you know.
Okay.
So I don't have a good condition, ride condition.
Okay,
so I would like my suspensions more soft and softer, yeah.
All right. What's cool about these things, the CFMOTOs, they come with fully adjustable shocks, compression and rebound, and you can also adjust the preload, which pretty much all machines in the market have preload adjustment. Compression and rebound is sometimes a very expensive options. These, they come stock with it. So today what we're going to do is explain to you how these things work and how you can adjust it for trail conditions. They come stock. The adjustment on them is fine if you like to ride hard. You ride with a passenger. There's a bit of preload. It's on the stiff side. I personally like it. My buddy Carl does not. He finds that it's jumping around a little bit. He finds it's a little bit too stiff. So we're gonna adjust these. You can take a look at the rear shocks. There they are. So you got the external reservoir, all these things. The only thing is to adjust the shocks in the front is a virtual pain in the butt. So if you want to do the job properly, you got to remove it. We tried this morning again on the 2021 model. It comes with tools like this. This is a spring key. You can slack these off. So you slack these, and this is the adjustment. There's this ring here that you gotta loosen, and you put it up like this. To do it, you take the key like this, and so once it's loosened, if the machine is not brand new, this one's new, 300 kilometers, it's a good idea to pass with a wire brush here to clear this, so you can actually do this. Now we've adjusted this one already, but the way to do it, to get my suspension settings for the softest and most trail comfy ride, I'm not talking about a sporty ride, I'm talking about a trail softer ride, is you slack this until the spring gets loose, just a little bit loose. It makes a little bit of noise. Then you tighten it by about a half to 3/4 inch. So this is gonna, you see the distance here that we got between the adjustment and the lock ring? It's about that much that you're gonna gain before it gets really loose. So it's about a 1/2 inch. You gotta make sure that this does not move in there. If it moves, when you're gonna go to full droop, the spring is gonna move around, there's gonna be some wear, and there's gonna be damage. So you gotta be careful doing this. Now, so we got about a centimeter less of preload than from the stock. What you do once you're done, you get back with your tool, you take this tool and you want to tighten it this way. So this tool comes here like this, and you want to hold, and I'm just at the wrong place because the tool doesn't fit. So you want to hang like this and check it out. This is how you tighten it. So you come here, you grab this, and you grab that one, and you try not to lose it, and then nice and tight, so this doesn't move. You might not think about it, but these are subjected to a whole lot of abuse, so you got to be really, really careful that you do the job properly. If you're not you know, if you're not secure about doing this stuff, get your local dealer to do it or a local shop, because you know there's some tension in there, and if you don't do it, these shocks are worth about $700 a piece. So I would not, I'd make sure that I can do the job. By removing it, because there's no room up there in the front, you can do a good job like this. So this one is done. Now, the adjustment, usually preload on any ATV, is like this. So that's, you do the spring preload. Now this one with the external reservoir has compression and rebound adjustment. So compression is this. So that's the stroke going down. So that means when you're hitting a bump, the tire goes up, and this is what compresses the spring. So this is going to vary the speed of the damping. The rebound is the stroke of the wheel coming back down. This is controlled by this one here. Very simple. There is 18 clicks. You loosen it up. Listen, come close, you can hear it. Okay, there's 18 clicks up and down. My personal adjustment for comfort, don't go riding sport with this. This is gonna ride like a big lazy boy. All right, so +8. So you untighten, you loosen it up right up to the end, and you tighten it up by 8 clicks. Click, click. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm supposed to see I'm at the loosen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 10 more notches you can do here, and down here is 6. So same thing. You slack it. You go to fast or slow. Slow is tighten it up. Fast is loosen it up. So like I said, this is what I tested with these shocks. It's not the same setting on different machine, different shocks. It's all a combination of the spring, the capacity of the spring, and the capacity of the valving system. Be careful, you know, and test it. Don't be afraid to test it out. If you got if you're a little bit mechanically inclined, you can do this very easily inside your garage. You just need a jack, because you don't want to try and take these off while they're still compressed. With the bike's weight on it, it ain't gonna happen. So this is how I do it for this machine. So I'm gonna do this on all 4 shocks. I gotta remove the other front shock. In the back, very easy, because everything is accessible. So I'm gonna adjust it. On the rear it's a little bit different. It's 10 and 8. 10 or 8 or 7. So 10 clicks here, and 7 or 8. 10, 8. 10, 8. And this should be fine. You can adjust it. Just remember that when you touch this one, it's when you hit a bump and the wheel is going up, compresses the spring. This is what's going to slow it down. The rebound action is when the shock action has come to full compression, and then it's coming back down. You don't want it coming back down too fast or too slow. Too slow, the next bump, the bike is going to go down, and eventually bottom out. So you got to get a good feeling on it. Try it out. Don't be scared. If you just know a bit of mechanic, you know, you can't really break anything if you do it just like I just did it. Very easy. One rule of thumb, you never adjust this to the max, to the last setting. If you go to the last click and you tighten it up, you just close that valve, and within 20 kilometers, goodbye, no more shocks. It's gonna leak oil everywhere, and it's gonna cost you a shock rebuild. So be careful what you do with these things. But the rest, very easy. It's 2 nuts, like this, a nut and bolt, and it's up and down, 15mm socket, and you're in business. So I'm gonna go do the rest, and I'll show that to you after. we're done. Everything's tightened up. Carl took it for a ride. He's happy. He's okay with the way it is now. But I need to emphasize on something. Suspension adjustments, the fine tuning and all this stuff. This is something that's very personal and is matched to personal taste. Some people like it stiffer. Some people like it smoother. It's very, very personal. The only things is the don'ts. Don't loosen up suspension so the spring is loose when the suspension has full droop. You're gonna damage your shock beyond repair. Be careful with that. Very important. Over tightening or over torquing the suspension, it will shorten. Eventually, it will shorten your suspension travel. Will break. It's gonna break the spring. Same thing for the adjustment, compression and rebound. Never tighten them up to the full slope. If you do that, 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, you're gonna blow the seals in it and it's gone. Goodbye. And it's gonna cost you a whole revalve job, which are pretty expensive, between $100 and $250 per shock. So that's expensive stuff. So you gotta be careful with that. So if you feel comfortable, you can do it yourself. If you are not comfortable, take it to your local shop or dealer. They know what to do with it and they'll adjust it for you. So I'm Marc, and please, if you like what we do, because we try to put a lot of effort to building and making good content, especially for people that are starting in it, please subscribe to our YouTube page, which is the ATV Guys. Find us on Facebook. We're on Facebook a lot, so our page, subscribe to our page, which is at ATV Guys Magazine, and reach us on our group, which is called the Canadian ATV UTV Nation. I'm Marc. Thanks for tuning in today, and we're going riding.